I will be a motor mechanic.
Do you know anything about cars?
I will learn to drive a car.
His dream looks like a mirage. Mirage means an illusion. His dream looks like a mirage in the dust of streets that fill his town, Firozabad. Firozabad, famous for its bangles. It is the center of our country's glass-blowing industry, where families have spent generations working around furnaces, making bangles for all the women. Mukesh's family is among them. None of them know that it is illegal for children like him to work in the glass furnaces with high temperatures, in dark rooms without air and light. None of them know that the law, if enforced, could get him and all those 20,000 children out of the furnaces, where they work hard, in their daylight hours, often losing the brightness of their eyes. Lost Spring. Part 2. I want to drive a car. In this chapter, Mukesh, a poor boy, wants to learn to drive and be a motor mechanic. He offers the writer to take her to his home.
My home is being rebuilt.
We walk down smelling lanes choked with garbage, past homes, with crumbling walls, shaking doors, no windows, crowded with families of humans and animals, living together, in a primeval state.
Primeval means old.
He stops at one such door, bangs a shaking iron door, and pushes it open. In one part, covered with dead grass, is a stove, over which sits a vessel spinach leaves. On the ground, in large plates, are more chopped vegetables. A weak young woman is cooking the evening meal for the whole family. Through eyes filled with smoke, she smiles. She is the wife of the boy's elder brother. She has begun to be respected as the Bahu, the daughter-in-law of the house. She takes care of 3 men. Her husband, Mukesh, and the father. When the father enters, she gently hid behind the wall, and covered her face with the veil. As custom demands, Bahu must veil their faces before elder males. The father is a bangle maker. Despite long years of hard labor, first as a tailor, then a bangle maker, he has failed to renovate the house, send his 2 sons to school. All he has managed to do is to teach them what he knows, the art of making bangles.
Mukesh's grandmother, who has watched her husband go blind, with the dust from polishing the glass of bangles, says,
"It is Skaram, his destiny. Can a God-given lineage ever be broken?"
Born in the caste of bangle makers, they have seen nothing but bangles, in the house, in the yard, in every other house, in every other yard, every street in Firozabad. Spirals of bangles, sunny gold, paddy green, royal blue, purple, and every color born out of the 7 colors of the rainbow, lie in mounds and yards. There, they are piled on hand carts, pushed by young men along the lanes of the town. And in dark hutments, sit boys and girls with their fathers and mothers, welding pieces of colored glass into circles of bangles. Their eyes are more adjusted to the dark than the light outside. That is why they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adults.
Savita, a young girl in pink dress, sits with an elderly woman, joining pieces of glass. As the girl's hands move like the tongs of a machine, I wonder if she knows the holiness of the bangles she helps make. A bangle symbolizes a woman's sahag, that is, auspiciousness in marriage. It will dawn on her one day, when her head will be covered with a red veil, her hands dyed red with henna, and red bangles rolled onto her wrists. She will, then become a bride. Like the woman beside her, who became one many years ago. The woman says,
एक वक्त शेर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया.
She hasn't enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. That's what she has got. Her husband, an old man, says,
I know nothing except bangles. All I have done is make a house for the family to live in.
Hearing him, one wonders if he has achieved what many have failed to achieve. He has a roof over his head. The cry of not having money to do anything, except to carry on the business of making bangles, not even enough to eat, rings in every home. The young men echo the lament of their elders.
The young men echo the laments of their elders. What does this mean? This means that in the houses, the young men carry on the business of bangle making, and thus cry like their elders.
Not much has changed with time. Years of the tedious work have killed all initiative, and the ability to dream. I asked a group of such young men. Why not organize yourselves into a cooperative?
Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police, bitten and sent to jail for doing something illegal.
There is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. They talk endlessly in a spiral that moves from poverty to apathy to greed and to injustice.
Their poverty leads to apathy, that is, lack of interest. Apathy leads to greed, and it further leads them to injustice. Poverty to apathy to greed to injustice.
Listening to them, I see two different worlds. One is of the family, caught in a web of poverty, burdened by the shame of caste in which they're born. And the other is a never-ending cycle of the Sarkars, the law-keepers, the officials, and the politicians. Together, both the worlds have imposed the burden on the child that he can't put down. Before the child is aware, he accepts the job naturally, as his father. To do anything different would mean to dare. And daring is not a part of their growing up. Thus, when I sense a flash of doing something different in Moksha, I am cheered.
I want to be a motor mechanic. I will go to a garage and learn.
But the garage is a long way from your home.
I will walk.
Do you also dream of flying a plane?
No.
He says no, staring at the ground. In his murmur is an embarrassment that hasn't yet turned into regret. He is satisfied to dream of cars that he sees hurtling down the streets. Few aeroplanes fly over the city.